loves, it's Julie. Time for poetry and writing prompts. How about it? Hi. Hello, hello. How is everybody? Lori, good to see you. Hello, faithful fairy. So glad. No, I'm still here. That's pretty miraculous. Okay. So we're doing poetry and writing prompts. Hi. Oh, it's you again. Welcome back, Holly. You were here this morning. We're doing poetry and writing prompts. How this works is like this. I share a poem, and we share a writing prompt, and then we share the poem again. If you like creative writing and creativity in general, the good place to go is follow me, both here on Periscope and also on Twitter, because I love seeing your responses on Twitter. So I'm at Julie Jordan Scott. Hey, Deb. Good to see you, sweet stuff. So today I'm going to read something a little bit different. I'm going to read a poem by Thomas Campion from the 16th century. So it is metrical. It is sonnet. It is from the age of Shakespeare, no less. So it is very different from the modern poetry that I read. Hey, thanks for asking followers to come. And so how we're going to play is like this. The first line is, there is a garden in her face. Yeah, it's cool to have these Perry girls here. There is a garden in her face. And so the prompt is, there is a blank in her blank, or there is a blank in his blank. So I was throwing up or was playing with different kind of words you could use. There is a caricature in her box. That could be taken really wrong. There is, and I'm using big words here, there is an insolence in her energy. There is a, what's that word? There is a wrath in his work. I know it could get naughty. That's what I was thinking as I put that one up. But see, this poem is it's very romantic poem from the 16th century. This is how people used to woo one another, by writing poetry. So yes, you could get silly, you could get naughty, you could have some fun after poetry and writing prompts. No, isn't it? I think it's cool. If you can say, you missed this morning, we were saying all kinds of bad words. Well, not bad words. We were saying all kinds of celebratory words about the feminine, right? Weren't we, Lori? We were using the vajayjay word, and we were using the clitoris word and all that. So, we're not averse to that here. So anyway, there you go. There's a fly in her lobster bisque. Much better. Hey, or much whatever, more appropriate. Yeah, so anyway, so here we go. This poem is called There is a Garden in Her Face by Thomas Campion. I'm not going to stop and be silly anymore, at least not for now. Read it through once, give you the prompt, and then read it through again. And I won't. Yes, Deb, there was a bean in your burrito. And the whole point is to go further with it, is to take the line, there is a blank in her blank, there is a blank in his blank. You could make it like a love letter, and then repeat it over and over again. Okay, so if you listen with that ear, you'll hear all kinds of whatever it is you're listening for, just like in all of life, right? Hey, Amy, we're just about to read There's a Garden in Her Face by Thomas Campion. You can compare this to Shakespeare's Sonnet 130, by the way. There is a garden in her face where roses and white lilies grow. There is a heavenly paradise in that place, wherein all pleasant fruits do flow. There cherries grow, which none may buy, till cherry ripe themselves do cry. Those cherries fairly do enclose of orient pearl a double row, which when her lovely laughter shows, they look like rosebuds filled with snow. Yet them nor peer nor prince can buy, till cherry ripe themselves do cry. Her angels like angels watch them still, her brows like bended bows do stand, threatening with piercing frowns to kill all that attempt with eye or hand those sacred cherries to come nigh, till cherry ripe themselves do cry. Yes, indeed, this could get very naughty. Very naughty. There's a wisdom in her pearl. See, there you go. Thank you for that, for that wisdom there, Lori. Because, wow, you wonder where we get all these analogies and metaphors. Well, if you heard that poem, there's all kinds of metaphors we use today. But your prompt is, there's a blank in her blank. So there's a bounce in her step. There is a blank in his blank. There is a feather in his cap. These are all kind of cliche. So what I would like to ask you to do is go deeper. There is, it's okay, Deb. You know, it's okay. It's fun to misbehave, right? And with this poem, as I read it again, it is filled with metaphors people probably use now. I mean, how many times can they talk about cherries in one poem and talk about ripeness and the two rows? I mean, there's so many elements. It makes you wonder, okay, did the people creating the slang for all of that get this from this? I mean, is this how these poems were written back in Shakespeare's time? It could be. So it's kind of fun to play with. So you might want to think about what metaphors you might use today for the same thing as he's talking about. Or for those of us who've had so, or else you might want to look at kind of how you talk to your loved one today. So I'm going to play with that. My loved one is far away right now, so I might want to write something. It is. This was the old way to romance each other. This was the old way. And these were meant to be sung. So, you know, you can imagine someone singing this under a window or singing in a bar. Because, you know, it could also be turned into something bawdy. The gentlemen were allowed to be bawdy back then. The women were not as much. Although Aphra Behn, who was the first woman to make money for writing in the English language. Yeah, exactly. She wrote bawdy humor, and she made money. She actually did okay, but she was frowned or looked down upon by the more wealthy classes. But so were all theater people. So perhaps we still are. Hey, speaking of that, guess who was nominated for an award, an acting award? Me. Not that it means anything to anybody outside of Bakersfield, but it's kind of fun to be nominated. I don't even know what my nomination was. Yeah, I don't even know. Somebody said, congratulations on your nomination. And I was like, I was nominated? I'm guessing it's probably Best Leading Actress in a Comedy for my work in Vanya, Sonia, Masha, and Spike. Yeah, there's a worship in his lip service. There is a worship in his lip service. That is true. Yes, it's an honor just to be nominated with all these fabulous people. I have won before. So, hey, Collier. So it is really cool to be nominated, but it's even cooler to win. Although I don't even know where my trophy is. So anyway, we're going to read this poem one more time. So Collier, we're glad that you're here. Did you have to request? I don't think this is a private party. Although we are kind of rubbing off from earlier, is that we are using, this could be seen as naughty. So Collier, here's the prompt. There is a blank in her blank, or there is a blank in his blank. And this is a sonnet written in the 16th century by Thomas Campion. He was a contemporary of Shakespeare. So we're thinking this is how they wooed one another back then. And what I would love for us to do, if we're going to take this to write, or draw, or contemplate, is to think of fun new ways to say these same things. So the first line is, there is a garden in her face. So that's pretty, you know, that's cool. There's a garden in her face. So I picture flowers and stuff. Then he goes on to talk about various fruits. And you'll recognize some of the metaphors when I read. But to think about writing, what metaphors can you use when you look at your lover's face? There is a blank in his face, or there's a blank in her face. Okay, good. Thanks, Amy. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, send me your thoughts on Twitter. And the other thing is to take this further, is to write a whole bunch like in a row, or to write a sonnet. If you want to write a sonnet, get really creative, do that. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to read it one more time. There is a garden in her face, where roses and white lilies grow. A heavenly paradise is that place, wherein all pleasant fruits do flow. There cherries grow, which none may buy, till cherry ripe themselves do cry. Those cherries fairly do enclose of orient pearls a double row, which when her lovely laughter shows, they look like rosebuds filled with snow. Yet them nor peer nor prince can buy, till cherry ripe themselves do cry. Her eyes like angels watch them still, her brows like bended bows do stand, threatening with piercing frowns to kill all that attempt with eye or hand. those sacred cherries to come nigh till cherry ripe themselves do cry. So a little bit different. I felt being different today. It's a holiday week for many of us. So a little bit of sonneting for you. My name is Julie Jordan Scott. Thank you, Collier. I think most of you know me. It is sexy. It is lovely. It is inspiring. You can all, if any of you are trying to have babies, go have babies. Yeah, this is a beautiful, dirty poem. Oh, yay! It is a beautiful, dirty poem. So take the inspiration from Thomas Campion to woo your love. Woo your love, ladies and gents. Woo them. Yeah, see, there's James. It is very sly and coy and flirty. So how can you be sly and coy and flirty with the object of your affection? With fruit, with nuts, with pearls, with wine. Anyway, I'm sitting on my front porch. I'm about to go inside the house. It's getting a little bit chilly. It's been raining here today. Valentine's Day is coming. Bananas. Yes, James, you can write about bananas in a sonnet. You can write bananas in a haiku. Bananas haiku. We could really roll with that. Bananas haiku. Makes me want to woo. Need a 2-syllable name. Bananas haiku makes me want to woo Lori. Ah, bat your lashes, girls. Oh, James, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Lori. Anyway, I was wooing Lori. You love my what scope, honey? My Periscope? My boo. Did you enjoy? I enjoyed your haiku. Did you enjoy mine? Of course, Collier and I were like, ooh, haiku, haiku. So we were writing haiku, haiku. There you go. Deb wants to shake love peaches, shake your tree. We want to hug trees. We want to, yes, yes, I'm dancing. Anyway, y'all, I need to get moving because we're going to be getting our Christmas tree. Can you believe it? We're like the only people in the world who don't have a Christmas tree yet. So we're going to be putting up our Christmas tree at 10 o'clock tonight, Pacific time. Ah, sunset. This is our first year home for Christmas in 3 years, so we should be really into it, but we're... Anyway, I'll be back with Yay Sayers at 10 p.m. Pacific time, and that should be a lot of fun. We will also be doing lots of good stuff throughout the week, and I'm so glad to be here. If you're a Perry girl, I got my Secret Santa gift. Watch the scope. It was the last one on the list. It was a lot of fun. I got a great gift. If you know who my Secret Santa is, tell her to reveal herself to me. And I will. Yeah, I have some lights out here, but we want to get it all set already. I love the hearts. They're very pretty. Thank you so much. I went over 400,000 today or yesterday. It's good times. I want more followers. So if you know anybody who likes poetry, writing prompts, celebrating life, send them my way, please. You want to see my trees again? Amy, were you here when I took a tour of the yard that day? Or is that you flirting with me using poetry? I want to see your trees at 6. I want to see your pine. Well, actually, I have pine trees, palm trees, mulberry trees. Thank you. So, how about if we plan that for another day? Yeah, trees at sunset. Well, think about that, Amy. Now, all of you, the world is waiting for your words. So it's time to... Oh, my Christmas tree. Okay, sure, I'll show it later. The world is waiting for your words, so how about you get out there and write some down, tweet them to me, and support one another in your creative process. That delights me as much as any Christmas gift or Christmas lights or Christmas trees. So thank you so much for being here. Good for writing, good for playing, and art journaling. I'm working on my purple. At the end of the day, I might show my purple too. My purple, that could be a whole new poem too. Thank you so much, you guys. I so enjoy being here with you every day. Thanks so much for being in my life.